What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Own the Hunt. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about my Black Creek Guide Gear chest harness. Stick around. Alrighty guys, well, like I mentioned, we are down here in the Own the Hunt studio to talk about something that is kind of long overdue. I really wanted to put this thing through its paces before I came out here and told you guys about it and told you guys why you should buy one. But what we have here is the Black Creek Guide Gear Raptor system. This is a really cool Bino harness, chest pack, holster, all-in-one, kind of do-it-all system. I got a really cool story kind of to tell you guys before we jump into this, but really what happened was I've tried out several different chest packs, Bino harnesses, and I really haven't found the perfect solution for carrying a sidearm and all of my gear, really until I found this Raptor system by Black Creek. I was out in the market for, a quality holster that would cover my trigger guard, that would, secure my pistol really nicely, but that was readily available, something accessible, not something that I had to really dig for, not something that I felt like I couldn't carry chambered, and I finally found that. And I've tried things like the Rasco holster, which is a Kydex shell that you kind of mount to, whether it be an Alaska Guide Creations or FHF gear or really any of the big name packs out there. I tried the Rasco. It's okay. It's an amazing holster. It's really well crafted, but it dangles off your pack kind of no matter how you do it. It either dangles below or, it's kind of just not in the way, and it's in the way. And so when I saw this Raptor systems, I was kind of like, I don't know about it. And so what I ended up doing was I reached out to the owner, Sandy, and I talked to her, had an amazing conversation, which you don't usually get these days. I mean, to call up the company, get the owner, talk to her about her product, which she's extremely passionate about. And you can tell just by having a conversation with her. And if you're interested in this, I strongly urge you, make that connection with Sandy. She's just a great person. But these are hand sewn, handmade. All of her templates are kind of cut by her in her business, and it's just a cool thing that you don't see a lot anymore. So 100% made in the USA in Idaho, and really just amazing quality. So what I want to kind of show you guys is how I use this pack. One of my big concerns when I reached out to her was, would it be big enough to fit a pretty long thermal monocular? So if you guys are using this for binos, you're gonna have plenty of room for your bigger binos in this. But for you night hunter guys, if you have a taller thermal monocular, this thing's gonna work awesome for you. It's got plenty of room. So one of the things I love about this Raptor system is the way that it opens. So I either prefer a forward folding lid, which I had on my Alaska Guide Creations Ravis, or this side opening lid. Now, what's really cool is I'm a lefty, right? And so I asked Sandy, I said, Sandy, where I'm a lefty, did you reverse the lid opening? And did you happen to reverse like the side pockets, or did you just simply make it so it was a left-hand draw? And so when I asked her that, she's like, no, I completely reverse everything. I reverse the side pouches so that they make more sense. I reverse the opening of the lid so it makes more sense. And on top of that, obviously the pistol holster. So she thinks of everything, and there's really nothing that goes kind of by the wayside with this pack. I'll just show you guys kind of how I have this set up. I really like this. One thing that's really important to know is that the pack itself, being that it's kind of forward heavy with your pistol, and I'm carrying a fairly light sidearm here. It's a Smith & Wesson M&P 22 compact, so a pretty light package, but you could fit. I put my full size, I have a Glock 21, which is a 45 ACP, full size Glock pistol, 13+1, and it fits in here. It's fine, it rides fine. The heavier you go, the more you feel it, but the pack can handle it, so that's really cool. But what's really important is you've got these two straps up here, and they're your top kind of tethers here. And so what's really important is that once you get this pack on, you want to cinch those so that you're really pulling the pack back into you. And that's what really supports that weight of your sidearm and all the other gear you stash in this thing. So I've got this thing pretty freighted up, and I can honestly tell you guys, it's really comfortable. I barely notice the weight in the field. I can carry it for hours and hours and hours at night and not have any problems at all. So yeah, so with that said, guys, I'll show you how this works. So this top has a zipper that can close the entire pack, and it comes around. There's 2 zippers, and you can zip this entire top pouch up. Now, I am kind of using every bit of that space. My monocular is 8 inches tall, and this pack kind of will form fit to whatever you put inside it, because one of the questions I asked Sandy was like, how tall are the internal dimensions? And she doesn't like to publish that because it isn't a hard set number. It really depends on how thick is the object you're putting in it and how tall is it, because the pack can really kind of move and expand and contract with whatever you're putting in it. So it's sort of subjective to what you put in it. But anyway, this thing zips. You also have the option to zip it up, and then if you want even further security, you can zip it up and then you can clip it. There's a clip, a clasp, a buckle. So like if you're traveling or you're just really rocking it and you're not gonna need to get access to anything in here, you can zip that up and clasp it with this buckle, and man, nothing's falling out. It's never gonna open. But I love that it's kind of a pull open design. I leave it open while I'm night hunting for quiet purposes. I like to stay quiet. So I just kind of flap it over and I leave it like that. And then I've got this big AGM sidewinder in here. Now, like I said, guys, this is I'll show you real quick. This is an 8-inch monocular. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but this thing is 8 inches long, okay, with this top rubber eye flange. So it's a chunky, large device. It's over 2 inches in diameter, but it fits down in here really nicely. And then I still have room beside it. And one of the things I did, and this is something I'd like to see maybe Sandy incorporate as like an add-on or an option, I added a Velcro divider inside this pack, and I'll actually pull it out for you guys. I did that to make it easier to separate this pack so that when I'm stowing away my thermal, it's easier to stow and get at without, you know, other objects in here kind of falling over. But additionally, I have 2 18650 batteries, just some thermocell wafers, and then I normally carry a pretty good size like EDC flashlight in there as well on that side. So that's kind of how I have the main compartment set up. And there's quite a bit of room, guys. Like you could fit additional things. There is a tether, a D-loop tether inside here that I just tied some paracord to tether my monocular. There's one on both sides, so if you wanted to run tandem tethers for binos, you can do that. There's a plastic D-loop on both sides of the pack, so that works great. I'm gonna throw my thermal back in here. Everybody probably wants to know about the holster, which is really the big selling point here. This thing has a clasp right here, works great. You just unclasp it and then you can get a good draw on your sidearm. Works really nice, and then you just can pull that clasp aside. Reholstering is easy. Throw the clasp back on. What I love though is that you have all this additional strap or this webbing, so the longer pistols can fit in here no problem. You're really not going to have any issues with that. And then the smaller, really compact stuff, you can just cinch that thing down, and that's not going anywhere. I mean, this never moves when I'm walking about while I'm out hunting. So love that. It's just a good design, really well thought out. And like I said, you can just fit a lot of different pistols in here. It's lined with some really nice soft kind of fleecy material, so not to scratch your slide or whatever you put in here. This side pouch, I really like this. It's got a hood on it. I'm just gonna latch this pistol holster. It's got a hood on it, and what I do is I can keep 2 10-round magazines in here for hunting, and it works great. What it's really designed for is a rangefinder pouch, and this thing is got ample room for really any rangefinder on the market. I think you'd fit basically anything out there unless it's really large, but ample room in that, and that's really nice. And then what I do on this side pocket, which is kind of I guess I'd call it like a little bit of an admin pouch, because you can kind of use it for anything you want. It was designed initially for a cell phone, and initially it was a lot thinner, or skinnier. But what she did is she made it deeper, and I throw my remote for my Icotech call in here, and then obviously it's a little bit big, so like I have plenty of room there for my remote. But then what's nice is she includes this webbing strap to go over it with a clasp. So I just throw my remote in there, and then I clasp that thing, and it works really, really nice. I really would have liked to have a bit more webbing. I've exhausted the amount of webbing. I've used every bit of it to go up over this remote. I would have liked to see maybe another couple inches of webbing there, just so I could really, you know, cinch it down and know that it's never going to come out of that buckle. But it works really just fine for me. It's not coming out because she sews on. She kind of hems the end here, and so it can't really come out of that. So no worries. Like, I don't think it's going to come disconnected, and I don't think I'll lose my call, my remote rather. And if I was really concerned about it, I could tether my remote to a D-ring on this thing somewhere. So there's 2 D-rings down here, so like I could easily tie a tether to that, tie it to my remote, and stow it away, and no worries there. You got the Blacks Creek branding here, and on the bottom, this is kind of cool. So this is some really, really heavy duty elastic, and kind of what that's really designed for is bear spray. So like these round bear spray canisters, you can toss in this and it fits it and it holds it really snug and tight until you hopefully never need it. But that's where that goes. And what I've done is I've taken my yoke ropes and I've kind of coiled them all up, and then I just slide that in there. I stretch out those elastic loops, and I just slide the yoke ropes in that, and that way it's not taking up any space in my pouch, and it doesn't go anywhere. Stays really, really nicely. So I have this pack on. It doesn't flap forward. It doesn't move around. The harness system is really nice. I'm going to take this off and show you guys the harness system on this. It's a very wide back strap, and that lends itself to being very comfortable. You can see more Blacks Creek branding on the harness. Just a nice, comfortable strap harness system. Really nice. And then the last thing on this pack really that I'm going to show you guys is this really kind of thin pouch on the back. It's perfect place to put licenses, tags, maybe a thin wallet. What I have in here is a small diaphragm call holder. I'll show you guys that. So I throw some of my coyote diaphragms in here, and this is really a thin device or wallet thing, and I just kind of put it in this little pouch, and there it is. And I can zip it up, keep it even safer. I usually leave it unzipped, and then if I'm out hunting and I should want a diaphragm, I can just reach back there with my 2 fingers, grab that, pull that out. So that's that, guys. This pack is on the higher end as far as cost goes. I think it's around the $150 mark, but it's made in the US. Sandy's a phenomenal person, and I love what she's doing with her business. Everything is just really well crafted, just well thought out. The stitching is high quality. The webbing is high quality. This canvas, this nylon, I think it's maybe 1000D nylon, could be 600, but it's all high quality stuff, you guys. And she even puts the branding up here with the Raptor system logo. Just a nice unit, and well worth the money. So when you think about money, costs, obviously it's something you have to think about. And so, you know, when you compare that against, you know, your Reese Outdoors, your Alaska Guide Creations, your FHF gear, all of those are actually cheaper than this pack. And so when I first looked at it, I'm like, geez, I don't know. I've never even heard of Blacks Creek. It costs more. I don't even know if I'll like it as much. I can tell you guys right now that this pack stands toe-to-toe, pound for pound with all of those heavy hitters that you know about in the market. And I am just really happy to have formed a relationship with Sandy where I can tell you guys that this thing is worth your hard-earned money. She stands behind all of her products. If this pack wasn't exactly what you needed, she's even open to the idea of, like, you know, making something a little custom for you, or making one of these pouches bigger or taller or narrower. She's really open to that kind of thing. And so that's what I love about small, you know, USA businesses. And so I'm really, really happy for the opportunity to have found this company and use this pack. I used it for probably 2 or 3 months of the remaining coyote season last year. and just really loved using it. So that's pretty much it, guys. Great pack. Have nothing but really good things to say about it. I have had no failures. The zippers haven't failed. The clasps haven't failed. The webbing hasn't frayed. Literally no issues. It still looks like it did the day I got it. And like I said, I've been running this in the field for probably 3 months now, and have really enjoyed using it. And that's kind of why I waited to bring this review to you guys. I don't like to get things in and then immediately throw a review out. I just don't like doing that, and it's mostly because I want to use things, right? And I want to know, like, did it hold up? Is it worth your money? And so I can honestly tell you guys, based on my use and you know, just experience with this pack, and then also my relationship I formed with Sandy, this thing's worth your money, guys, and that's all there is to it. So anyway, that's gonna do it on this episode. I hope you liked this episode. I hope you found it helpful, and if you're in the market for, you know, a chest pack, bino harness, something that can incorporate a pistol, this is it, guys. The other thing to know is Sandy does offer this pack without the holster, so if that's not something you want, you can totally get this pack without the holster, and she also offers a couple of different versions of a chest pack. So check them out, guys. Blacks Creek Guide Gear. And also just want to thank Sandy for being awesome, you know, being willing to work with me, give me details on this pack, answer the telephone when I called. That goes a long way, you guys. So shout out Sandy, shout out Black Street Guide Gear, and until next time on the Hunt, guys, we'll see you later.